My son, a physician, and his attorney wife handed me an ultimatum: sign over my $3.8 million home, or they'd have me declared incompetent. I simply smiled and agreed to meet. They begged me to stop. All right, let me tell you a story, one that still makes my blood run cold. Can you imagine looking into the eyes of your own son, the child you raised, the man you sacrificed everything for, and seeing pure, calculated betrayal? He and his wife, they looked at me, an old man, and gave me an ultimatum: sign away my home, my legacy, or they'd have me declared mentally incompetent. But what they didn't know was that I wasn't just an old man. I was an auditor, and my final review, well, it was about to begin. The late Sunday afternoon sun was warm on my back, that gentle September warmth that felt like a lingering memory of summer. I was on my knees in the garden, tending to Caroline's Carillon roses. Deep, velvety red, their scent could fill the whole yard. Each bloom was a testament to the 30 years we'd spent in this house, turning soil, pulling weeds, building a life from nothing. The cool, honest earth in my hands. Out here, the world just made sense. Then I heard a sound that didn't belong. The crunch of expensive tires on my gravel driveway. It was impatient. Assertive. I didn't need to look up to know whose car it was. A silver German sedan, the kind that costs more than the first house Caroline and I ever bought. Slowly, I got to my feet, wiping my hands on my trousers. Daniel, my son, and his wife, Amelia, were getting out. They weren't dressed for a Sunday visit. Daniel, in his crisp polo shirt and tailored slacks, looked like he'd just left the country club. Amelia wore a sharp dark pantsuit, her leather briefcase in hand, as if she'd come straight from a hostile negotiation. She was always dressed for battle, but I never thought that battle would be with me. Dad. Daniel's voice wasn't a greeting. It was an announcement. There was no warmth, just a clinical assessment. You shouldn't be doing that kind of work. You could fall. I've been gardening for 40 years, Daniel, I replied, my voice flat. I think I know how to stand up. Amelia stepped forward, her heels sinking slightly into the soft lawn. She surveyed the property, her eyes not seeing the climbing roses or the ancient oak tree, but calculating square footage and property value. Robert, she began, using my first name as always. A subtle power play, establishing herself as an equal, not a daughter-in-law. We need to talk about some logistical streamlining. We've been running the numbers, and the upkeep on a property this size for one person is, well, it's fiscally irresponsible. The words hung in the air between us, cold and sharp. Fiscally irresponsible. They had taken the sanctuary Caroline and I had built and reduced it to a line item on a spreadsheet. The house is paid for, Amelia. It has been for 20 years, I said, walking towards the stone patio. I didn't invite them in. Daniel followed, placing a hand on my shoulder. His touch felt proprietary, like a doctor examining a patient without their consent. Dad, it's not just about the money. We've been worried. We've noticed a certain cognitive latency in our full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.